Today we're going to touch base on division. And we see division today in politics, in religion, social status, secret societies, right? Race. And the greatest lie that they ever told us was that, God is separate from us and that we had to pick a side, right? That we had to pick a side in order to be one with God. And so my experience has been that I didn't grow up in a church. I didn't know how to pray. I rarely used my voice. So I always used to pray from within. And I felt weird about that because I thought there had to be a form, a way to how to do it to communicate with God. So I always felt like separate from everything else. And then when I did experience going to church, I felt out of place. And then the last church that I went to while I was going through my awakening, as I began to awaken, um, there were witches at the church. So I was like, okay. So we can all agree that we're all humans. So we can all say that, there's a human race, right? And then with dealing with the secret societies for me, I realized what their strategic was, you know? And this is what they teach them. They teach them that we're not separate from source, from the creator of all things, right? And they build up their team to be like God. And in that sense, they're not wrong. They're not wrong. Now, the issue lies where there's polarity to everything. There's good and there's bad. So for Masons and Eastern Stars, Illuminati, or whatever else there is out there, they all have different beliefs, different gods, or they don't believe in God, like the creator, source of all things, but they believe in the devil, or they believe in other gods to be more powerful than the creator of all things, right? And so the way they go about it, they initiate you, well, the bad ones, because my experience has been for the evil diabolical ones, right? They initiate you, and in some cases you have to sacrifice human beings, children and other things, animals and shit, to be able to be initiated or to be able to gain rank, right? Because there's rank, but there's also rank in the spiritual realm, right? So the way they go about it, and when speaking about polarity, shout out to the high vibrational Masons and Eastern Stars, but this is not about you guys. This is about the diabolical ones, right? They go about it in a diabolical way. They're going to have you sacrifice family members, human beings, children, and all types of stuff for you to be a part of this secret society, right? And so, what I'm trying to say is that what I've learned in my journey is that God is not separate from me, and it's not separate from any of us. God is within us, right? And so, the way that I gained that knowledge was through healing, right? Through living in truth, through finding balance. And when I speak about healing, I mean I'm living in my truth. I've taken responsibility for my actions, and I've acknowledged what other people have done, and I've identify what entities they were operating under, and therefore that led me to forgiveness, right? Furthermore, I went ahead and I balanced my masculine and feminine side because we're both, right side of the brain, left side of the brain, light and darkness, yin and yang, right? So there's balance. No one's better than the other. And so with that, I was able to then go ahead and do something that's called a Kundalini awakening, and which lets us to have a Christ-like consciousness. And so by choosing myself